All right. Hello and happy new year. I look crazy because I'm about to get ready to see my in-laws, and I thought I would do a little bit of a chatty get ready with me and talk about just, how 2020 went, goals for 2021, that sort of thing. That's what's up. Oh, that's what's up. All right, so sorry the quality's not the best. I'm just on my phone and I'm in my dad's office because there's a lot going on in the rest of the house. So as you can see, I am doing the robe method of curling my hair. I didn't wash it or anything, so I'm hoping that it turns out kind of curly. I just put a texturizing spray in beforehand, but we'll see. So I'm just gonna get ready and we're gonna chat. And I've never done this kind of video before, so we'll see how it goes. So I guess I want to start off talking a little bit about 2021 and how the year went for me, and kind of some highlights and some lowlights and things like that. So I started off 2020 really excited. It was the year of my wedding. I don't know, I felt like it was going to be the year that stuff was going to happen, and I guess it did, but not necessarily in the way that I was hoping for or wanting. So I would say that for me, January, February, March was pretty standard. I was working at my 3 jobs at the time. Oh, lotion got everywhere. I was working at my 3 jobs and I was planning for my wedding. So I was getting bow ties and a Roman suit, I think we got around that time, and finalizing things with the venue. We had actually had a final menu. We had literally everything ready to go. So then the pandemic hit, and at first it didn't seem like it was that bad. Everyone was kind of thinking like, oh, this is pretty serious, but it'll definitely be wrapped up by the summer. And alas, it was not wrapped up by the summer. So I didn't actually postpone my wedding until I booked a new date just in case in April. And I don't think we officially postponed it until April, May, June, maybe June. We were really waiting to see if we could. We were really waiting to see, well, I was really waiting to see if we could make it work. And honestly, it was pretty heartbroken. Like, I was so excited for my wedding. My husband and I have been together for almost 6 years. So it was our 6-year anniversary. It was our 6-year anniversary in September. So he proposed on our 5-year anniversary. So we've been together for a really long time, and I was just ready, And I took it pretty hard. There were highs and lows, definitely. I remember I was watching the episode of Friends where Monica's talking to Ross about why Emily's upset that Ross just wanted to postpone the wedding. And it resonated so strongly with me. Anyways. So that was probably, thankfully, my biggest disappointment of the year. I also had kind of written off acting, which was really difficult to do. I kind of went into into the pandemic thinking like, okay, well, there's literally a worldwide pandemic. Broadway has closed down. Movie theaters are closed. Like, they're not going to be filming anything. Like, what is there for me in my industry? Which was also really difficult. And that's part of actually what led to me eventually applying at the end of November for my ed degree. So I've applied to school to study education, hopefully in September. We'll see how that goes, but that was part of the contributing factor of I want a family, and if my career is just going to shut down and cease to exist, I need something more. And I mean, education is something that will that will hopefully always exist, because people always need to be educated and need to learn. So those were kind of some of the lows, I guess, of the year. So just to kind of reiterate, one of the lows was acting, and the other one was my wedding. I'm very lucky. I do have a cousin who currently has COVID, but no one close to me has, and I had an aunt, and some other cousins, family of mine in Brazil, but luckily none of my elderly grandparents ever got the virus, and no one I know had it severely. Like, they were more so uncomfortable than anything. So I'm very, very blessed. And honestly, I'm thankful every day for that, because I know so many people have a completely different story. So let's talk about some good things that happened in 2020, because as much as it's difficult to admit it, especially with all of the negativity and the bad stuff that has happened, sometimes it's hard to speak about the positives. And I don't want to belittle what anyone went through, because I know it's super difficult, but I think we can all say, like, people were born. Like, my niece was born and I got married, which was amazing. And honestly, the wedding was fantastic. Yeah, was it not necessarily what I thought the wedding of my dreams would look like, but it ended up being absolutely perfect. I felt like a princess. It was totally a fairy tale to just get married in the park near my home. And that's part of the reason I can't wait to do my celebration in July, is because I had such a great wedding experience. I was not stressed out. It was amazing. Some of the other good things that happened for me, or my best friend Mary Margaret and I really, really bonded this summer. Mary Margaret has been my soul sister for a while now. But this summer we really were consciously like, hey, let's go explore Ontario. So obviously this is once things had lifted just a little bit, and we always made sure to do outdoor things, but we went to a sunflower farm and a lavender farm, and we got to know our province a little bit better, and we just spent time together, bonding time. And so that was truly a wonderful thing that happened over the summer as well. The winter got a little bit harder for me just because J.Crew announced that it was closing down. So that's losing one source of income, which is always very stressful, especially as an actor, and you're kind of relying on these outer sources of income. To lose one is very stressful. But my private teaching and Stagecoach are going pretty well and should both be able to continue on. For right now, we've postponed Stagecoach in the new year, and my private teaching is purely through Zoom, but we are hoping that, you know, especially with the vaccine starting to become available, that will change. So I think that's about it for like a recap. I mean, if you really want a recap of like what I did, you can see some of the videos that I posted, or you can even go on my Instagram and see. I feel like it's pretty, I have like pictures and stuff. But as much as it was hard, it gave me a different, like, I never would have spent that much time outdoors or exploring Ontario ever. But anyways. Okay, so while I finish up, let's talk about going into the new year. Now, I'm not a huge resolutions kind of girl. I think if you do like a New Year's resolution, it's one of those things where if you fall off the bandwagon, you're kind of like, oh, it's fine, I'll just try again next year. And I think I'm definitely that type of person if I turn it into like a New Year's thing rather than just a life thing. So I have a few goals for 2021, but I don't look at them as resolutions. They're more just, goals, I guess. So the first thing is finding a new job while in between school and all that kind of stuff. I'd really rather not work in retail again, but I'm looking to maybe work at like a Starbucks or something. I love coffee, and it would be nice. I also am hoping to just live a healthier life. So I'm not the best at eating breakfast. I suck not suck, but I can get really discouraged with working out. And I really want to just kind of get past that this year and just learn to like love myself, I guess. Not be so hard on myself when I don't work out or things like that, but also just like do it. Just wake up and do it kind of thing. I want to even just try to have like a protein shake every morning to like really just, I don't know, better myself. Learn how to have smaller food portions. I've gotten a really bad habit of having like really large food portions because I have a very hungry husband. Find a way to love my body and my food and stuff. I don't know, I'm rambling a little bit. Another big goal is I want to read more. I was starting to get better at it in 2020 with reading more from the library and things like that, but I want to keep up that momentum. Like, I have a book list in my current planner of all the books I want to read, and truly, like, there's so many, but I just want to get through all of them. Like, I want to end 2021 with every single one of those books checked off, colored in, marked, like, done. What's another goal I have? Oh, I want to really be more active in my acting career, especially if I am going to take ed school. This is kind of the last year that I'm giving myself to move forward and like really get stuff done. So I want to be more proactive with taking classes, and so I want to be more proactive in my acting career as well, because I find sometimes, especially once you have an agent, it can be really easy to just sit back and be like, oh, that's okay, like my agent will take care of it. If I'm getting an audition, like that's her job to do that. I just go once I'm booked. But you know, I think there are ways that you can be more proactive. And I got new headshots at the end of 2020, so I have fresh headshots. I'm signing up for an acting class. It did get postponed at the current moment, but as soon as it starts up again, like I'm on that list. Yes. Is there anything else I would like to get done in the new year? One of my goals is I'd really like to have a house, whether it's like a little bungalow or like a little duplex or a townhouse. Like I'd really like to have a space that feels like my own. So I'd really start to learn about that, like whether, yes, Dad? Yeah, so I'm really hoping to get more proactive on learning the steps for getting a house, because I don't know, I'm the type of person that I just want my own space, and I feel like I just need my own space. And I don't have that feeling of it's my space on a rental. And I know that that's crazy, but like, I don't know, I'm just fussy, I guess. Yeah, so that's kind of a goal. I think honestly that's pretty much it, is just learning to be happy with myself and be more proactive, not take as much of a backseat when it comes to my career. And hopefully do ed school, because I love teaching, and if Roman and I want to have kids by the time I'm 28 is kind of the goal we have discussed. Then I want to be settled. Anyways, I'm almost done. You can't really see, the lighting's not great. But what are some of your goals? Like what would you like to accomplish just for yourself, you know, like no strings attached? What would you like to just, even if it's something like I said, like having breakfast every morning, like do you have anything that just, maybe it's buying a planner for yourself, like, I don't know. Let me know, because I'm curious. How do people, especially with 2020 being the way it was, I feel like a lot of people have the mentality of like, oh, there's no point in making goals, like everything's just gonna go down the drain anyways. And I don't know if I buy into that, but yeah. All right, so I'm just going to put on some mascara and finish up my hair, and then I will show you the final look. All right, so this is the finished look, and then there's my husband in the background, but you can see the curls stated pretty nice. There we go. Roman's looking handsome as ever. How's dinner?
That's excellent.
Yeah. So, and then this is the look, just like a sweater dress. Nothing fancy. I mean, it's cold outside, it's winter. But thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one.